Everybody, I'm making a quick video to try and get us through this pandemic time. I hope you're able to stay healthy and safe right now. I am hearing from a lot of my students that there are some hard times as far as getting things structured and on schedule and meeting all of the deadlines and the opposing obligations. And so hopefully we'll find some strategies to get through it. But mostly I wanted you to see how some extensions for your web browsers might be able to help. So I'm going to show you some of the ones I have and show you our tool that has a bunch of great accessibility oriented browser extensions that you can use for Chrome or Firefox, Microsoft Edge if that's your flavor, whatever works, we'll figure it out. But I just want to make sure you have tools at your disposal. So feel free to sit back and see what's going to be helpful for you, take what works and leave the rest. As I said, I realize the biggest challenge right now is organization and time management. And so I'm going to show you the tool that I use that helps with that primarily, and that is in AnyDo. AnyDo is a list of to-dos that you can do that syncs with your phone. You can cross-save it on any of your devices, but also you can link emails that you get to it to create immediate to-dos and list them for whatever day you need them. So here you'll see my filter to-do list. I took some things off there to keep people's names out. Sorry, Professors Frederick and Johnson. Here I have my to-do list. I just recently notified our Javelin Award recipient for this year, so I was able to cross that one off there. But these are a bunch of the to-dos I have for today. As I complete them, I can cross them off. I have not done that yet, so I'm going to undo it. But you can add things really easily. Just write in what you need to do it, put a timeline on it, make sure that it pops up. But it'll notify you when your timeline's coming up. And so if you mark something that's due next Tuesday, it'll give you a notification that something's coming up and to make sure that you're preparing appropriately. But one of my favorite features for this is if you go into an email that you have, you can save almost anything to your AnyDo and just it comes up and you can suggest when you need to have it done by, but that way you don't have to go and type anything in. If you get an email from Canvas or into your Outlook from a professor that's reminding you of something, you can just quickly add it to your AnyDo and it'll automatically track what you need to have done. And again, then if you're on your phone later and you're wondering what you have to do that night, you can pull it up on your AnyDo and it'll be there as well. So it's just kind of a good center for all of the things that are on your to-do list. A lot of my students are combating with watching your lectures that maybe aren't during live Zoom sessions through the times that you were typically in class. Maybe you have to watch lecture videos at your own pace now, or if you have discussion board posts, which is an added assignment that maybe you weren't prepared for on top of all of the other assignments and homeworks and to study for. So you can put everything in one place. It'll follow you wherever you are. You don't have to worry about breaking out a planner or opening an app because it's already part of your web browser and you can quickly just add something to it. So I'm going to add this Google notification to my to-do list and you'll see now that it's on here and it links to it. So I can just go right back and figure out what I was talking about. I'm going to cross it off though since this isn't technically a task, and then you can just delete it by pressing X. AnyDo is very simple. It's anyone can do it. You just add it to your browser and just kind of use it as you go. So that's, oh, you also have this remind me feature comes up too. I forgot about this. So yeah, so you can have a remind me and it'll tell you when it's going to notify you that you have to respond to this email. That also works in Canvas and in Outlook. So you'll have all the resources you need for all of your tasks. Something that I find really exciting, and I think part of me wants to plug the library as a resource because the librarians are all available to work with you. They're ready. You just have to tap into them. As you can see, somebody's already asked me if I needed help, which is great. I'm just using the website as a tool for now, but they are certainly willing to help. I know the physical space is gone for you, but there are still people waiting in the wings if you need anything as far as research or scholarly article reviews. And so what this allows you to do is to use your voice to type into any text field, including emails, discussion board posts, even just search bars. So right now I'm on our Wolf Graham Library's website. It is open. All of our librarians are available. Please tap into that resource if you need it. They're more than happy to help you through your final research papers or any other scholarly academic type of research that you need to do, use those, folks. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle in voice teaching, typing, sorry. And it actually takes a second to click on, but it's doing it already. As you can see, it pulled everything that I said and put it into here. I'm going to clear it out. Accessibility online. So I toggled it off so it wouldn't capture everything else. But as you can see, it really listens to what you're saying. Its accuracy is actually pretty phenomenal based on what I've used it for. I wanted to show you also how you could use it in an email. I'm using this Gmail dummy account because I just want to keep the privacy of my students who are emailing me. But let's say we're going to compose a new one. I'll send it to myself. My email if you need me. So let's talk about what this is really helpful for. This is a tool if you have anything that's concerning you as far as excess screen time. So that can include if you're getting headaches more frequently, even if your hands are getting tired, if your eyes feel tired, if you just feel fatigue, this is something that can help you through those things. Period. New line. As you can see, you're going to need to learn some shortcuts in order to use it effectively, comma, but it's something that's really easily picked up after time. Period. The accuracy is actually pretty great. I'm surprised because a lot of these types of services are something that people used to have to pay so much money for in the past, and now it's just available for use for anybody. This is a free add-on. I can guarantee you I did not pay for any of these extensions because I'm very cheap, and so I probably would have refused to do it. They're just living on their own out there, just waiting for you to tap in. Period. Now you can see that there are some errors. I'm going to actually turn off the voice typing for now. Like this was tap in and it made it tap can. So you do have to go in and edit, but it does significantly decrease the amount of typing you have to do and also the amount of times you have to stare at a screen. There are lots of things out there that are doing similar services. Whatever works for you is certainly happy for me, but this is something that is out there. I'm certainly did not talk about Xbox, mostly because I'm a PlayStation player as far as excess screen time. See, you just have to go back through and edit. But it is pretty quick, and if you're having a hard time typing emails because it's just adding a lot of time, it might be a quicker way to get through some of those tasks. I'm gonna send that to myself just for fun, posterity's sake. But something else that I wanted to show you, and this is kind of the primary function for a lot of the extensions we give students, are blocker sites, or what I use, which is Calm.com's version of it. It's actually for people with anxiety or having concerns. And so let's say you're getting overwhelmed, like you're looking at this list and it's just looking overwhelming. If your habit is to go to a distracting website, let's say you immediately go to Instagram to see what people are doing that's fun and not academically related, it's something that'll stop you from doing that. It also stops you from going to e-commerce sites or so like Amazon or any social media site. So let's say I did want to go into Amazon. What Calm.com does is it shows you this breathing exercise and it has you go through a 5-breath, really quick breathing exercise just so that you know that you're going to this website with intention. There's nothing wrong with going with socially distracting websites. There's a chance you're going to need a break, and that's totally legitimate. You're likely overwhelmed, you're likely feeling pent up, and so what you want to stop is this habit of going as soon as you feel overwhelmed and avoiding the tasks that you actually need to do and then going into a website that could potentially suck up a ton of time. The hope is that after 5 breaths, maybe you've calmed down and realized you want to get back to your paper. I have it set to 5 breaths, but you can have it set to 3 or 2 or plenty if you really want to go through an entire meditation process. But as you can see, after you're done, you have the option to go back, continue to go to the website that you're looking at. You also have these options to look at nature slides or go to a meditation that calm.com provides you. But the purpose is to just be mindful about how you're spending your time. If you find yourself mindlessly going to these sites that take up hours on end, this is going to be something that's going to be crucial for you to change that habit. The extensions that I have on my Chrome account, we actually went forward and looked at a bunch of different extensions that might be helpful. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you our quick list, and we'll run through some things that I think would be helpful for everybody, not just folks connected to my office, but certainly something that can help us through this time. Of our extensions that we found, these are the ones that are connected with Chrome. As I said, that's my primary browser of choice, but many of these exist on all of the other browsers as well. AnyDo is listed here, which we already went through, but these are some other block site apps that will actually stop you from going to a site. So if you know you will survive however many breaths you give yourself and still go to Twitter or wherever, these might be better options for you because they will stop you from being able to go to that site entirely. Block site will legitimately just say no. It'll be, no, you can't go here. You can toggle it on and off though. So if you know at like 7 p.m. you're going to be done your academics, or if you're going to take a break from 4 to 5, you can just turn it off at those times. But otherwise, it's going to be stopping you from doing any of the things that you mark as distracting. Stay focused is a much more customizable option. It allows you to program it to say, these things you just need to warn me before I go to. So let's say, so for me, Amazon, I actually do buy things for work sometimes. So it is marked as a distracting website by Calm, but maybe for stay focused, I would say just warn me so that to make sure that I'm going there with the right purpose, as opposed to saying no, not at all. But you can also have it set to a schedule every day, 9 to 5 every day, or have it make sure that you can never turn it off, which is tough. But it is an option. There are also some of these features, these two, Tide and Noisily, have white noise, background noise options. So if you find yourself having a lot of distractions in your space, if you have younger siblings, if you have animals, for instance, my dog is extremely distracting. She just whines all day long. So in those types of cases, having a white noise background might be helpful. For any of my students or other students who are experiencing an increase in anxiety during this time, you are not alone. This is a very triggering event for a lot of folks. These are just some things, and Calm I put in here as well because it does have a lot of meditations in there. These are just things to kind of integrate some calm into your day, some relaxation, some things that will hopefully give you a sense of peace in a time where there's not that much of that going around. As I mentioned before, when we went over the use of voice in, voice typing, a lot of students are having a hard time with the increased amount of time they're spending on their computers. These are primarily extensions that will decrease the light emitted from your computer. So if you find yourself having a lot of headaches or maybe getting tired from reading quickly, these are things that might be able to help with that. If you do have a headache or migraine disorder, it's not recommended that you stare at a screen for longer than 20 minutes at a time without taking focus off. So what iBlinker does is it reminds you every 20 minutes to focus on something else for 20 seconds. It's typically the ratio that's suggested by a lot of professionals. So it'll just tell you to rest for 20 seconds, focus on something that's not your screen, preferably farther than 20 feet away. It's the 20-20-20 rule. Other than that, these are just learning aids. So if you are used to having something read out loud because you have maybe Kurzweil or access to another screen reader, this is something that will read out loud anything in a website. Voice in, voice typing is what we did. Visor, actually, if you have tracking issues or if you are dyslexic or if you have any other issues in where you can get confused from line to line, this will actually just focus on where your cursor is. So it'll follow you, it'll block off the other text, so you don't have to worry about getting overwhelmed by everything that you see. And finally, Power Thesaurus is actually more of a dictionary and all of those things wrapped in one. So you would just have to highlight any word in a web page and it would give you definitions, synonyms, antonyms, all the things to really be able to comprehend the material you have. But those are all of the extensions that we have found for our folks here at Widener as we're getting onto this online learning semester. and getting into a summer semester that's likely going to look the same. But these extensions can follow you throughout your academics. There's certainly things that can help you as you get back onto campus and back into life as normal. But in the meantime, if there are other tools or things that you think would be helpful and you want to share them with your schoolmates and colleagues, please contact me. My email is rross as in Sam at widener.edu. Feel free to email me any thoughts, or if you have any questions, you can contact me there, or you can contact our office at Disabilities, disabilities at widener.edu. We hope that you're able to get through the semester well and you feel supported. Please know that we're always here as a resource for you. There's academic coaching available, and certainly we'll make sure that you have the support you need. You just got to reach out for help if you need it. I hope you have a fantastic day. And again, stay safe and stay healthy.